offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Might help you. Little detail.
Good morning, everybody. It is your KCHW morning show. It is Friday, March 21st. And we're here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, Paula Randall, Craig McQuain, and we have a special guest joining us the second half of the hour, Denver Rhiannon, a singer
awesome.
from Spokane. Looking forward to that in just a little bit. In the meantime, we got lots of good stuff. We have our Northern Lights Spotlight, some local birthdays, some local events, lots of stuff happening this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing
Good
well.
morning.
I don't think my mic's on.
You're give us a
Check. There we go.
You're on.
Oh, okay.
You're
Can
live.
you turn up my headphones a little bit? I got to hear the gravel. There we go.
We're on radio silence.
I hear your voice, not mine. That's
Oh, you know what? I don't even have you guys' camera up. I was testing the cameras. I got the cameras all working.
Nice.
And then
Well, it's a very nice
Oh,
picture
there we go.
of the radio player and the sides.
right. It's Friday.
This morning, a breeding was brought to you by KCHW,
Right.
Northern Lights Radio.
Why don't we all just take a breath, take a moment,
Right?
relax, collect yourself, get ready for the weekend everybody's about to have this weekend.
yeah.
No, it's going to be a good weekend. It's fun. It's fun. But I do have to say, there is an annoying radio ad on the podcast that I listen to.
Oh, I
and
thought you were going to
it's-
say KCHW.
No,
I'm like,
I love KCHW.
we do not play ads. We thank our sponsors.
Sponsor. Well, see, exactly. So this was not KCHW because it was an ad for a moment of peace. But the lady doing it, she has a really soft voice like this. And she says, take a breath. This moment, it's just really annoying.
That would not give me peace.
It does not give me peace. And I'm like, forward, fast forward. Get over with already.
Will they take stars' voices and put it onto your AI or so read your night story to you, and there's this British show, I can't remember Graham I can't remember if that's the name of it, but where Matthew McConaughey's voice, they're talking about how you put me to sleep every night, and they're talking to him, it's like
Yeah.
It's
Oh, wow.
would that be funny? There is certain voices though that are a little more soothing than others, and some that are just oh, please put me in another room.
Yeah.
You can hear it across the room too, somebody's
Oh,
voice
yeah.
is like a little squeaks,
Do you have something to tell me, Craig?
oh, I'm sorry, Paul.
You know what? So he's
I can
done-
just tell you straight up. I don't have to beat around the bush.
That's
no,
true.
Yeah.
he's been doing a lot of voice work recently, not a lot of acting anymore, but one of my probably top 3 favorite all-time voices, I follow him on Instagram and Facebook and everything. Goodness.
Name.
I literally just had his name in my head. You know how I am with names in
I
the
do.
morning?
Yeah.
Mandy Patinkin.
Oh, I love Mandy Patinkin.
I could listen to his voice. I could listen to him read me the phone book. I could just
Yes.
curl up with a cup of hot chocolate and have him read me bedtime stories.
Yes.
The guy has the most amazing, wonderful voice. For those of you who don't know, Mandy Patinkin,
He is so talented.
Inigo Montoya
Yeah.
from Princess Bride. He's been in a bunch of
Oh.
other Like,
He did Alienation, that
Yep.
television show. He was the alien. He did a great job. He's on Broadway. He's a
Oh, yeah.
fantastic actor and singer.
yes, singer. He's got
Oh.
multiple albums out that never
He
even
is-
have even gotten any recognition.
He's so
Beautiful
good.
singer. Yeah.
Yes, he's so
Yeah.
good. He's a character actor that you don't even know who it is.
Yeah.
If you looked at his
Yeah.
list of roles on IMDb, you'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't know that was Mandy Patinkin." Yeah, he's awesome.
And if you watch his stuff, a wonderful human being, just really
yeah.
sweet, gentle,
Down to earth.
cries a lot. But
He is
so do
so-
I.
he's
So there's
in
that.
touch with his
He
sensitive
is.
side, Chuck. Now come on.
Oh, I'm a gusher. I'm a crybaby. I cry at everything.
He's welling up right now thinking about it.
I know.
Mandy, read me a story, please.
It was
Let's-
raining this morning. What about that weather?
Yes. Do you want to take us up to the weather? And
Sure.
Okay.
So this is brought to you by, this is the weather report by 49 degrees.
49 degrees North Mountain Resort. This is our weather and mountain condition
There
report.
we go. Oh, see, I
Of
have to
course.
get the spiel. All right, so here's our weather for today.
Okay.
We have a high of 49, cloudy with occasional showers this afternoon. Wind south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour, so a little bit windy. Chance of rain is 40%. We already did have some rain this morning. I noticed that things were wet when I was driving in,
Like my dogs.
right?
Yeah.
This evening is going to be a low of 33 degrees, again with some occasional showers, 53%, so it's going to be kind of wet. Tomorrow, Saturday the 22nd, we have a high of 52, a low of 35, partially cloudy. Sunday, it'll be a high of 43 with a low of 41, with a mix of rain and snow. And this is not like a 20% chance of rain. This is 91% chance of rain.
Ooh.
So in the morning, it says we're going to have rain and snow in the morning. Obviously, it's not going to stay because it's warm.
Mm-hmm.
But be expecting some weather tomorrow with a little bit of a breeze. On the Monday, the 24th, we have a high, brace yourself, of 60
Whoa.
and a low
Right.
of 41, like out of the blue,
Oh,
with
just
morning
wait.
fog. Later in the week, we continue on the 25th with a high of 65, a low of 41, mostly cloudy. Wednesday, the 26th, we have a high of 69 and a low of 45, with partly cloudy skies and a 24% chance of rain.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Just-
69 a couple days ago. It was up at
Wow.
70. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Tropical
was
heat wave.
geeking out, right? Totally
Right?
tropical heat wave.
Whoa.
Then Thursday, the 27th, we have a high of 53 with a low of 36 and a 60% chance of rain. Friday, the 28th, we have a high of 52, a low of 34, partially cloudy, and a 24% chance of rain. Sunday, the 29th, we have a high of 54, a low of 34, partially cloudy, and it looks like our rain chances are going down. We might actually see some sun that day. And then Sunday, the 30th, we have a high of 54, a low of 37, mostly cloudy, 24% chance of rain.
I think that's when the slush cup is up at 49 is on the 29th, I believe. I might need
No,
to
it's
check.
it's
this
this
weekend.
weekend.
Oh, it's this
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
that's why
22nd.
Chuck was saying there's so much going on.
There is. Let's go ahead and take a look at those mountain conditions. At the base of the mountain, we have a snow depth of 72 inches. All that rain we got here in town last night, snow on the hill. 3 inches of new snow in the last 12 hours, 4 inches in the last 48 hours, 5 inches in the last 72 hours. 30 degrees currently at the base of the mountain, 3 to 7 mile an hour winds. It's a little gusty here in town. It's a little windy this morning. Good visibility. Currently snowing, so that snow is still continuing to build. A snow depth at the summit of 179 inches. That is an insane amount of snow.
That's a lot of snow.
Well, I got a
Um,
report that yesterday was phenomenal up at the mountain.
Oh,
I can
fun.
imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. It was a nice day yesterday, too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
A little bit of sun coming through here and there. Visibility was good. I expect it to be pretty close to the same today.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of, we've had 5 inches of new snow up at the top of the mountain in the last 12 hours. So just overnight, they got a pretty big dump up there. 7 inches of new snow in the last 24 hours. Looking about the same through the last 72. Then 28 degrees currently at the summit, 5 to 15 mile an hour wind. So again, a little breezy, good visibility, currently snowing. Surface conditions are listed as new snow that has been groomed. Probably not all the trails, I would imagine, have been groomed, but 90 of those are open, and right here, 36 of those trails have
36
been
of them
groomed. They
groomed,
just get
yeah.
on it, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're very
That's-
busy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they have the coolest grooming machine. When I was
Oh,
up
yeah.
there in February, they're borrowing a machine that's on loan,
No?
but this thing is so cool. It is so cool.
It's like a tow truck, right?
It's got the what are the cat treads, you know, it can go up.
yeah.
It's got a winch attack, so for the vertical, more challenging slopes, it attaches itself to a tree or one of the ski lift poles and goes down the side almost vertically to be able to groom that side of the mountain.
I was curious about that because it looks like a scorpion or something.
It is so cool. Yes.
I was going to say I would
Yes.
love to go for a ride in one of those while they're grooming, but
Sarah has offered.
I'm not like that adventurous of a person when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I would
Well.
take I want to test it in like the bunny slope, you know? like bring me up there. I don't know if I want to be tied to a tree
You can do
and
it, Chuck.
suspended down the side of a mountain
Well,
in
that
a
was
giant
my
piece of
question.
equipment.
It's like, how do you know that the tree is solid enough to be able to support this, how many ton vehicle that is dangling now on the side of the mountain, grooming the side of this black run? I mean, just wow.
If they did it like we do here, they'd have a roll of duct tape and 2 crossed fingers. Yeah. Yep.
Hey, where there's a will, there's a way, Chuck. Oh, my goodness.
So that has been your weather and mountain condition report, brought to you by 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. If you want to find out more information about the mountain conditions up there or events happening at 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort, you can visit ski49n.com. And we'll be talking a little bit about some of the community events they're doing. They have a fundraiser coming up. The Hawaiian Days are coming up. This is a fundraiser for their nonprofit ski patrol. Now, to raise money to help keep those guys up and going. They do good work. Really keep people safe up there. Paula, what are the kids having for breakfast and lunch?
About those kids, they are having their usual Friday fare in the mornings, have the omelet with hash browns with fruit or juice. They also have the option of a variety of cereal with a cheese stick or yogurt with fruit or juice, or a bread or muffin with a cheese stick or yogurt and fruit or juice. And then, of course, Friday is always chef's choice with fruit or juice. We keep meaning to get somebody in here with that chef's choice on Fridays to find out what that is. And, of course, milk is offered daily. All kinds of milk. It says a variety of milk. So, there's chocolate milk and strawberry milk and oat milk and soy milk and rutabaga milk. And it's just like nobody's reacting.
And milk scampi.
Make sure to get your vitamin D.
I'm
That's right.
joking about
That's
the
right.
rutabaga milk. I'm just saying. All right.
I'll bet you somewhere out there someone has milked a rutabaga.
I bet.
Yeah.
See? Milked a rutabaga. Now you've derailed my brain. And, of course, Friday is a pizza day. So they're having pizza and salad with fruit or vegetables. And then, of course, they have milk offered daily.
Yeah. That omelet sounds better to me than pizza.
Oh, it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take an omelet.
I'm kind of curious about chef's choice, though, because, what would that be?
Right.
If they're if an omelet is like the normal option, what is the chef making?
So we're having brunch later with a good friend of ours. And we're up last night. My kid is known for his egg rolls. He does
famous, I hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has a large group of kids in Spokane that he hangs out with that makes them for regular basis. Tonight he's making, I think we made a bunch of last night, and I think tonight he's making like 150 egg rolls for all these kids, and they're gonna feast and take a bunch home. And
that is awesome.
But yeah, for breakfast this morning, I brought some egg roll filling, an English muffin, and I'm going to top it with a fried egg, and it's going to be wonderful.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. So omelet lovers, eat your heart out. It's going to be not going to be an omelet, but it'll be better.
Make my stomach kind of
I was
growl a
just
little
going to
bit.
say, I haven't
I'm
had
like, wait a
breakfast yet.
minute.
That sounds really,
in a good way or a bad way.
That is awesome. Actually, he has inspired me. We are taking Spanish lessons with a local lady in town, and she's phenomenal. She and her kids used to live in Mexico. They were born in Mexico. So they speak fluently. And I'm trying to bring something that was in a cookbook that I have that was on the border every time we have a lesson. So
cool.
Yeah. So the egg roll is inspiring me to make sure that I go through the cookbook and be like, okay, what recipe can I make that's regional that, will help with our Spanish lesson?
Oh yeah.
¿Tú habla español?
No say.
I've had Mexican egg rolls before. They're really good.
Well, not egg rolls, but oh my goodness. There's a wonderful Mexican tortilla casserole that I want to make.
Ooh.
Yeah, it
nice.
sounds really good.
Nice.
So, any birthdays or anniversaries today?
Oh, birthdays or anniversaries? Yes. I gotta reach way over here, off camera here. All right. So today on our Chihuahua Valley Lions Club calendar, we have Rhonda Washington with a birthday, and then love is in the air because Terry and Sherry Chalmers have an anniversary. And also Jake and Andy Willard have an anniversary today.
Ooh.
So happy birthday and anniversary, everybody. Are you ready? I'm ready.
Happy birthday. Happy day.
Happy birthday. Yay. Yay.
We need to get Sharon to start singing that with us on Wednesdays.
She just shakes her head at us every single time.
She does.
She doesn't join in?
She doesn't.
Nope, she just
Oh,
shakes her head.
Sharon,
She's like, "Oh, here they go again."
you kids.
I know,
You
right?
kids and your birthday
I
songs.
understand. But at the same time, I'm one of those that, hey, if everybody else is jumping off the cliff, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna say what you
Right?
doing. Yeah. I'm gonna say
Be
what
like,
you
hey, wait a
doing.
minute. Okay, that
know-
looks fun.
You know, it helps for what we do for a living, Craig, to have no sense of shame.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
We just put it
So
all
I
out
got to tell
there.
you a story. So I went down to the open mic down at it's called the Checkerboard, which is downtown Spokane on
Yeah.
Wednesday night. I did run into Isaac Sinasket, which was really awesome.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
got to kind of rap with him a little bit. I mean, just talk, but besides that, I get up there to play, and the mandolin that I have has been just notoriously cutting in and out, and like it works sometimes and doesn't work other times,
Yeah.
and I've been having trouble with it. So anyway, what happened is I get up to play, and of course it doesn't work.
Right.
And then I just tell the guy, I'm like,
No.
I'm already sticking my neck out there playing just mandolin and singing.
yeah.
I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll just back off the mic and we'll just, I'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So it worked out. I
Nice.
mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of funny because, like you said, you got to be willing to, stick your neck out there a little bit.
Oh,
Mhm.
a lot
Or-
sometimes.
Yeah, a lot sometimes, and that's exactly what that is. Because it's like I'm used to hearing those songs with the full band, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just playing it with the mandolin, and it's like plank.
I was
Yep.
just saying, it
Plink,
always sounds so hollow when
plink.
you do that. You know, you're just like, whoa.
It's like I wish my
That's
voice
not
was
right.
like 10 times or something that I could just like go woo, and like
Yeah.
or have a looper or something, some kind of crutch. But I'm like, I don't even have a very big bat. Like, usually I call my instrument my battle axe when I go into the
Right.
battle, and I just have this little thing that, like, if I tried to like fend somebody off with it, it would just like disintegrate.
Tink.
Yeah, it's not like my bass that's like the big battle. Yeah, I mean
Right.
it's just like the huge club. But yeah,
I bet it wouldn't feel good to get hit upside the head with a mandolin.
no, it
No.
probably hit the
pokey.
sweet spot. You
Yeah,
could probably
yeah.
knock somebody out with it.
Oh yeah. You know, it's
Kinda
funny.
pokey, yeah.
It's funny. So we have Denver Rhiannon coming on later.
Yeah.
You ran into Isaac last night. So I was talking about, was it yesterday or the day before? I was like, hey, because we're discussing maybe bringing him up to headline one of our upcoming festivals,
Yeah.
which would be amazing. Phenomenal singer, Isaac. Great guy too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Great
yeah,
message.
It was very, very great message.
Mhm.
Huge for supporting his
Community.
his community,
Mm-hmm.
his tribe. Clean living.
Clean living,
Yeah,
and living off the land.
Yep, yep.
Hunter gatherer.
Exactly. Exactly. He posts a lot of great videos and stuff on his YouTube. But we were just talking about him, and then later a couple hours later, you sent me a picture like, "Hey, guess who? Look who I was hanging out with." I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. And Denver, when you first contacted me about coming on the show, I had Denver's card in my hand, and was actively looking at the card, thinking I should call Denver, and because I checked out their Facebook page, and really, really great stuff. And I see a message from you in one hand about this Denver Rhiannon, and I'm
Mhm.
looking at this card in my other hand, thinking I got to call this person. I'm like, okay, thank you, Craig.
Yeah, it's kind of full circle. I've been having a lot of those kind of things happen. I actually was talking to James Berkeley, who's been playing over at Andy's on the, Saturdays, sometimes on Fridays, but I think mainly on Saturdays. And I was just talking to him, and we were starting, talking about different things that are going on. He's like, you really need to talk to this lady named Xana at KSPS, I guess, the
Yeah.
PBS radio. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, there's KYR, there's KYRS,
Yeah, that's
and there's
the community-
KPBX.
That's one of those. But
Yeah.
anyway, and then the light bulb went off because I'm like, Xana, she interviewed me when I was in my late 20s because I was doing a bunch of different music projects.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
fun.
and so I found her email, and I sent her, an email just saying, hey, is this the same Xana? I figured, the name's pretty, not necessarily a common name.
yeah.
And sure enough, it's the same lady that I remember. And she's like, I have one of your songs in my playlist. I listen to it all the time that you recorded live on the radio because I went in
Yeah.
and played some of my originals and stuff. I just thought it was so cool. So
That's
looking
awesome.
forward to reconnecting with her and maybe doing some collaborations.
Ooh, very cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. A neat.
With another radio station, Craig?
How could you?
I know. Hey, it's all for the growth of this station, right?
There you go.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's you. It's you.
It's me. It's you. It's us.
It's always you.
It's the
Chuck.
community.
It's always you.
All right, so let's go ahead and get on with our events here. So we got
All
lots
right.
of stuff to cover before Denver comes in here for the show. Let's
We have
see.
our handy-dandy calendar open here. And
Yes,
of course,
we
on
do.
Friday, we have our Chamber of Commerce meeting this morning.
Mhm.
It is ending at 8 o'clock. You have 15 minutes to get over there. It starts at 7 a.m. It's every Friday over at the Mysticqua Cafe inside the casino.
Mhm.
So if you want, go ahead and check that out. Of course, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you have adult pickleball. On Mondays and Fridays, it's hard pickleball.
Hard pickleball.
Hard pickleball.
That's my kind
no
of pickleball.
soft pickleball happening here.
Right.
From 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. over at the Chewelah Court Center. That's the old middle school here, right off of 395. Also today we have sushi and karaoke. Sorry, just karaoke over at Fired Up Pizza. That is by.
So our friend Leah B is back hosting the Friday night
Yes.
karaoke there. She's done well. She just had her baby quite recently, but now she's ready to get back in the saddle, and
That's
and
awesome.
she loves it. She loves doing the all ages karaoke, and the kids really love her. And Cry did such a great job covering for her for this time. Her and Kyle and her family. I'm really appreciative of all of them
Yeah.
for being able to keep that going, because that frees me up so I can do stuff like this.
Right?
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cry.
I do want to say, if you guys run into the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce right now and say, "Hey, Chuck sent me here from KCHW Radio,"
That would be awesome.
and get it on video. Don't disturb things too much. Be polite and about it. But I have a free light up mug for you.
Ooh.
Yeah, if
It's
you're
a-
driving by
it's an
the
ice
casino right now,
water
just
mug.
pull in there and get yourself a free mug.
Right?
Win
Yeah.
the challenge.
Tell
And
'em Chuck sent ya.
Get yourself on video, but please be respectful because they are trying to have a meeting.
I don't know if you can
Just for
videotape
fun.
in the casino though.
Yeah, maybe just
It's in
a
the
little bit.
cafe, though.
Yeah, you might be able to.
Yeah, I
but
think you can in the cafe. You
But
just can't in the.
be a little quiet. Don't just rush in and disturb things.
Be like, hi, I'm here. Hi, KCHW.
yeah,
and
say
you
hi
can-
to
Yeah,
Caleb.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Perfect. And
Show
then
up
let
to
us
the
know, and
Chewelah
we will
Con-
get you that light up mug.
Yeah, yeah.
This weekend, of course, we're having a lot going on. Is there anything else going on today?
No, not on my
I have
calendar.
some stuff to talk about, but we'll
Well,
get there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I
yeah.
was going to say. So this weekend, we, of course, have the event going up on 49 Degrees North that we talked about earlier. That's the Hawaiian Days.
Mm-hmm,
Woohoo! And, right, that's going to be a hoot. And then we have the Spring Home and Garden Show going on this weekend from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. over at Guess Elementary School. The Chamber of Commerce presents the annual Home and Garden Show. And if you're looking for a contractor, Chuck keeps saying, he's been saying this for 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
go to the Home and Garden Show and you will find somebody. If you don't find somebody by the Spring Home and Garden Show, you might not get them. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, there have been myself personally multiple times, and I've heard countless stories of people saying they didn't get somebody at the Home and Garden Show or before,
Mm.
And, they're
and
both.
tried to find someone to do work on their house over the summertime, and generally not going to happen.
Yeah, you're on your
So
own.
I mean, I'm not saying don't call them if you don't find them, but in the past
They've been very busy.
a lot of our local contractors, landscapers,
Mm-hmm.
people that do any kind of home work on your home garden stuff, they fill up really quick.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Availability is limited.
There's a lot of work and not a lot of people to do it.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have also, of course, at the Rusty Putter, there's the murder mystery Vermilion Death. It's like a radio station. I should have special effects. I need like Scott's board in front of me so I can do all my special effects.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Oh, that is happening Saturday the 22nd. Starts at 5 p.m. ends at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at the Chamber of Commerce or at the Rusty Putter. Anything else going on Saturday?
I don't know, but I hear that's going to be really cool. I hear there's some cool people involved
I think
with
there's
that.
amazing people that are going to
Yeah.
be there. So I'm super excited, and it's going to be really immersive and a lot of fun. Then, of course, on Sunday the 23rd, we, of course, have the All Ages Blue Jam from 4 to 8 at Fired Up Pizza. And Catherine says Sunday in the Park with George. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can find anything about that. I don't see anything about that,
Catherine, can you fill us in? What is Sunday in the Park with George?
Right?
It'll take a little bit to get there, but
yeah,
maybe
so
she'll
let us know
respond.
what's going on there. We have, skipping ahead to the 25th, we have story time at the library. It's going on from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. We have on the 26th, anything else on that Tuesday, Wednesday? What day is that? That's
The
Tuesday.
the 25th is Tuesday, and hopefully we'll hear some news one day or another about the sit-in-it session, if that's ever going to come back. But
I know. I hope Darcia, she is healing and taking care of herself, which is what we want. But
yes,
gosh, we miss that sit-in-it. And Sharon says that there are still people showing up at the theater, so it's like, oh no.
it is not canceled. It is temporarily off until our good friend Darcia
gets
heals.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the 26th, of course, we have soft pickleball. If you want to learn how to play pickleball, this is the day for you. Go on a Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11:30 over at the Chewelah Court Center. Again, that's the middle school right off of 395. And they will get you all set up. On Wednesday, also, did you say Tech Help was moved to Thursday?
Tech Help is now Thursdays.
Okay. So we have bingo on Wednesday night over at Fired Up Pizza from 6 to 8 p.m. That's always a lot of fun. And then on Thursday, of course, we have the Chewelah Food Bank that's open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Senior Citizen Center. They are doing their food drive right now, so if you have any extra non-perishable food that you can donate, or if you have a little bit of extra cash, it doesn't need to be a lot because it adds up.
Yep.
Go over to the food bank when they're open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and drop off your donation. Again, everything helps. If you're in need, the Chewelah Food Bank is so incredibly generous with the food they supply you with. Don't be shy. Nobody needs to go hungry. So go check out the food bank and support them if you can with donations or cash. And then, of course, we have Cragmire karaoke that Craig will talk about.
Craig, I don't see Craig there.
I'm like, I've got mountain on the
Chuck's
brain.
going to call me Craig from now on. Hey, Craig.
Craig. Of course, you know Craig, the most popular name of 2025.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I appreciate it, though. Thanks.
Yeah. I saw a fun thing.
It's a great day when I meet another Craig.
I saw a fun thing last night. It was how to name your baby. There was a whole presentation on how to name your baby.
Oh,
and he started off saying Craig was the most popular name of 2025. And everyone's like, really? And he's like, no, of course Craig's not the most popular name. It's Muhammad. And then went on to describe why Craig is a terrible name to give your baby.
Oh, great. Yeah.
The number one reason being there are no nicknames possible from Craig. And that was one of the criteria.
Oh, I've got so many nicknames that's stupid.
I mean, you can, especially kids, you can always find a nickname.
Hey, dummy.
Wow.
No.
That was one of his major naming categories. Is the amount of nicknames that you can spin off of your name.
Well, so a coach of mine in baseball used to always put ER at the end of everybody's name.
Krager.
Yeah, and then
That
I
is
morphed that
awesome.
into Kegger in my
Young
partying
adulthood,
days. Yeah.
The Kragerator.
So I still have people calling me like Kegger, Kregerator, Kregimus Prime. You know?
Oh, I like. Okay,
Right?
okay. I stand corrected. I will have to find who sent that. Who
And
did
say,
that
hey,
presentation?
you can make some
And
nicknames
say, hey,
out of this. Yeah.
Craig, you owe all Craigs an apology. Yeah.
I have to say I had a lot of fun. My daughter's name is Megan. And that was during the years where everybody was naming their daughter Megan. So we had 9 million Megans. But she was Megatron, Megster,
Mimi.
Meggie, right? There were so many names. And Megatron was, of course, my favorite. And then, of course, Transformers with Megatron. And
Yeah.
Megatron is always trying to take over the world. And as
Yeah.
a child from not kidding, from 5 to 12, her goal was to take over the world and either be dictator of the world or a mad scientist. Those were her life goals.
Oh,
So
wow.
As children
the fact
do.
that her nickname was Megatron, I was just like, yeah, that fits.
I actually used that as a handle once in my online gaming when I was a kid, Megatron. I used to really like, I used
That's
to really like
great.
Transformers. And, of course, Decepticons were cooler.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah, they
Bumblebee is
kind
my
of are.
They kind of
favorite.
are. They kind of are. They're
Yeah.
funny.
No. I love them. I love Bumblebee. Okay, going back to events, I have to talk about Moana that is
Yes.
opening on March 28th, Friday. Oh my gosh. If you are going to go see a play, go see Moana.
Yep.
72 kids. They have choreography, they have singing, and these costumes are beyond. There
Yeah.
are little grass skirts. There are coconut faces that the kids got to make and decorate themselves.
Mhm.
There are little burlap dress things that look like they're made out of leaves. They're so amazing. There's so much stuff. They have a boat that is moving across the stage. I mean, this is gonna be epic. So Moana opens up on March 28th at 7 p.m. You can see it March 29th from 10, 2, and 7. And then you can see it March 30th from 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. The tickets are only $10. It's over at the Chewelah Center for the Arts. directed by Jessica Cochran. So definitely make time to go over there. Check out Moana. It's a lot of fun.
I hope they sell out every show.
They usually sell out
Yeah.
every show.
They're great shows.
They're so good. And then on Sunday, of course, Craig is going to talk about that. Not Craig. Craig, do you like how I got that right this time?
That was awesome, Paula.
Thank
Thank you.
I've only known you for like a year,
How
Little
does your
detail.
name get messed up?
Oh, I just leave off the A.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Oh man,
Paula.
Yeah.
Paula.
Everywhere in the world, my name is beautiful. Everywhere in the world, it's Paula.
Paula.
Paula. See, but in America, it's Paula. It's awful. I hate it. Oh
Well,
my
I just
god.
saw some daylight, so the front door opened. Our guest is here.
Cool.
Nice.
So we need to get into the Northern Light Spotlight.
That's the end of
Like,
March.
yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, man. The end of March.
Is it time
already.
for the Northern Light
Yes,
Spotlight?
it is.
It is,
Spotlight.
yeah.
You're up, Craig.
Spotlight.
Spotlight.
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's
start
my own
again.
little effects.
Ready?
Northern Light Spotlight,
Spotlight.
is a group we created on Facebook for KCHW to let you, the listener, the promoter, the musician, the artist, get your stuff plugged on the radio station on Friday morning show. So the way you do that is go onto Facebook, find the Northern Light Spotlight, add the group, and then just, hold on tight because things move fast in this
Hold on tight.
in this little burg of ours. So today we're gonna my band Scary World's gonna be playing up at 49 Degrees North in the Boomtown Bar. We were hoping we were gonna be outside, but I mean, new snow, fresh snow. It's gonna be awesome.
Right.
Yep.
Our guest today, Denver Rhiannon, is gonna be playing some music up there as an opener for our band.
Nice.
So she's gonna
That's
actually come in and do an interview after our break. So stay tuned for that. Tomorrow, my band Scary World is headed to Tricks, which is on Highway 2, which is in the Elk Riverside area, Chattaroy area. That show starts at 8, and we have Zach Pass opening for us then. That's going to
Very
be
cool.
another fun event.
We need to get Zach on the radio. When you play with him, you should
Yeah,
set up
he's
a
on
time.
my list of people that I'm scheduling and whatnot. Since
Yeah.
I am the entertainment director here at
That's right.
KCHW, I got to do my job and get all
That's
these
right.
people in here.
Do
And
your
Zach,
job.
Zach is going to be performing at Summerfest right here in Chihuahua too.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
awesome. Zach is
fun.
just a great performer and just a great individual. I want to move on to, let's see, today up in Colville, the Time Travelers are going to be playing up in Colville, and I think that's at the Eagles Club, which is, I can't quite see the address, but Wynn Street
Yeah, I can't see
in
it.
Colville. There's a number there too. But again, if you want more information about this, just go on the Northern Light Spotlight and look at our weekly post, and they're all listed on there for you to see. And they do classic sounds of the 60s and 70s, the Time Travelers, Friday, March 21st from 7 to 9 at the Eagles Club in Colville. Go check it out.
Might have to go check that out. That
Yeah.
sounds cool. Silence.
And then so Saturday night, we have DA and the Blue Notes playing at Chan's Red Dragon, which is at 1406 West 3rd in Spokane, Washington. DA is actually Dave Allen. He is a musician that was like the first guy that hired me to come play blues in a 21 and over joint when I was like 19. And so I went there with my dad and I think
Nice.
Lynn Miner, and we were just like the hired guns. It
Yeah.
was really cool because I'm playing like this Jackson guitar that's got a sharp headstock and the intonation's terrible, but I still rocked it. It was fun.
You would rock it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're just that type of guy.
So I've already talked about that. Nathan Chartre has something really cool coming up, and it's next month. It's on April 25th at the Big Dipper. It's Ink and Echoes Volume 1, a Spokane and Music Art Showcase. Live music and local art vendors presented by Monumental Shows and Eric Young, featuring Nathan Chartre, Flynn, Treasy, Cameron Acoustic, writer Naren, and more to be announced. Surprise musical guests and host Willie Woo Sticks. $15 tickets, 15 cover, all ages welcome in the link below. Okay, special discounted $10 tickets available. Message Nathan Chartre. And check out this poster. I wish I could put it up there for you, Chuck, so you could put it out there for
It's a
our
pretty
viewers.
cool poster.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that.
It's really busy though.
Oh, you should send it to me. Well, and
Well, I
Nathan,
don't know if I can. I'm kind of.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah, I will.
We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get it on another show. But
when Nathan performed here, just what was it, March 8th? I should know that. March 8th. Yeah, he opened up for Nate Ostrander, and that show was so great. We're actually bringing that lineup back again for Summerfest.
Isn't that great?
We've got Nathan Chartre, Nate Ostrander coming back for Summerfest.
Nice.
So yeah, looking
That'll
forward to
be
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
And at Hunters, we've got some live music happening on Saturday with Lance Leon. I guess Bubs is his nickname there. Look at that. Yeah, it's a cool poster. Anyway, our
poster.
friends over there at Hunters, Jesse, who's the owner and operator there, who's Jada's brother, actually. Small world. He likes to support local music, and so he's got live music this Saturday. So if you're in that area, head over to Hunter's Bar and Grill.
It's a
Catch some live
small,
music.
scary world.
It's a small, scary, scary world.
That's awesome.
Deanna Reese, who's one of our local divas, is advertising a taco dinner fundraiser for Troop 998 Friday tonight, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Chewelah American Legion. All proceeds go to the troop.
Very cool. Yeah,
But
we
no
talked about that
music.
one.
What's
Right?
that?
There's no music at the taco dinner, is there?
Well, I think there's a mariachi band.
At the
Da,
taco
da,
dinner?
da.
Cool.
Wow, Craig.
I'm teasing.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Okay.
So tell Daniel he should go down there with a sombrero and a poncho
He
and
would
his
do it.
and his big acoustic bass.
Oh my
I would,
gosh.
I would say
He
don't
would
send.
so
I
do
would
it.
say don't send him there with a sombrero and a poncho. That's
He would. So, you know what he did? He actually.
He's probably
okay.
already getting it out.
You know the cheap
He
man.
has
Yeah, I was
one.
gonna say the cheap man's poncho is like an old Mexican blanket, and you just cut a hole in the
Yeah,
middle
yeah.
of it. So,
That's what I was envisioning anyway.
Yeah. See, well, so he did that actually in Monterey for Christmas one year because he was cold and he couldn't find his coat, so he got a Mexican blanket, right? Because you
Yeah,
pick them up, they're awesome. You use them for everything. Put it on the head. So the entire Christmas photos for that year, he is wearing that frickin'. I was like, babe, oh my gosh.
Oh, Daniel.
I have quite a few blankets that my dogs
So
have turned into ponchos for me.
Right.
He might not be listening, but if you are Daniel, it's time, man. We need to get the Gringo band together and to hit up all these Mexican restaurants.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh man.
Well, I know,
No.
I mean, you probably get more gigs doing that than like if you were like a what is that, a polka band, just to do like, okay, I
Right.
got one gig, Oktoberfest, and that's it. It's
I would-
like
I
Oh
would
my
totally have a
goodness.
polka band play here. Do we have any polka bands in the region?
I've been looking.
We'll find
So if
out.
you're in a polka band or you know a polka band, get a hold of me. My name's Craig McQuain. You can find me
That's
on
right.
the Northern Light Spotlight, KCHW, wherever, or just
This-
run into me at my gigs because I'm playing like everywhere.
Everywhere. This begs the question: why are you looking for a polka band?
Why
Because I
wouldn't
have
you be
people
looking?
that contact me and they're looking for specific things and they actually are planning ahead. They're not
Wow.
like looking for a band this weekend. They're looking for 6 months in advance.
yeah.
So
All right.
And you know, to me, it's
which
all
is
about
great.
The,
I love that.
oh yeah, it's all about the accordion.
Oh yeah.
yeah, the accordion is actually an amazing instrument that is very, very hard to.
Very hard to
I
I'd
mean,
play.
like
if
to
you play
play, yeah.
accordion, you should
Yeah.
come down to the second and fourth Wednesday acoustic jam at Andy's. The accordion just sings in that room. It
Oh,
sounds
nice.
so
yeah.
awesome.
And you know, it's one of those. Yeah, I think it gets a bad rap because it's very hard to learn how to play successfully. But when people,
Will Lee will do it.
yeah, well, I'm sure Will could. When it's done, I mean, I think it's a phenomenal instrument. And if you ever priced out a decent a decent accordion,
I've been I look at them every
They're-
once in a while, and I'm like, yeah, I can't afford it. And it's like, is that even gonna work? Like, they're usually pretty old and
Yeah.
and like frail looking.
yeah, like older one that's
Right.
in bad shape that needs refurbishing, still 3-4 grand.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
crazy.
So on the fourth Friday at the Crossroads, we have Sammy Eubanks playing, and that I think lands on the 28th. Yep, March 28th. So we're just a week away, and we've actually scheduled a time to have a Zoom call with Sammy.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
has that been confirmed?
No, I need to get back on that message. I hope I'm not too late.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
I'm
get
sorry.
on that.
I thought that day you were going to respond to him.
I said I was, and you're just reminding me that I never
Okay,
did.
well, you
I
got
will.
time
I
right
will.
now.
I will.
I'm just teasing.
Right?
I'll do it
Put-
right now.
put-
second, right?
Man, did you see that flame I just ignited on Chuck there? Sorry, buddy. I should have done that. I was going to do that before we actually were on the air. I apologize. That
think
was
I
not
just-
very nice of me.
I think I just saw a puff of smoke come out of Craig's left ear.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm like, do what you say say you're going to do, or I can do it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay. I should have just said, "Hey, I'll take care of it, Chuck." You like it when that happens.
That was like the nicest thing. Do what I say, do what I tell you to do. Unless you can't, then I guess I'll just do it for you.
So anyway, that's happening on March 28th. Sammy Eubanks is going to be playing at the Crossroads in Colville, which is right next to the Chinese restaurant. I don't remember the name of it. It's really easy to find if you just go down the main drag. That is, there's also going to be local art on display. Food's going to be fired up by Fired Up Brewing. It's brought together by Colville Together and is sponsored by the Vincent Fund.
Perfect.
Dragon Village
Okay, we're getting close to the break here. Let me finish up. I think I have something else.
is the name of that Chinese restaurant.
Oh, thank you.
And just a quick aside, do you on the city site here? When is the water pump thing happening?
Oh, yes. Here, I have that information. Let's see.
Side note.
Side note.
Side note, yeah.
Sorry. This is actually an important one. We gotta-
Yeah.
we gotta just-
I get it.
All right, so let's see the water flushing. I'm going to open this up here because we also have the Chipper Days coming up later in April.
Yeah, and people keep missing that, so I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure I plugged that before we break off and talk to Denver.
Yeah, I have
the-
one more thing to mention too.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that, and then
Okay,
we'll get to,
so
we'll
on
get to
April
these.
4th, my band Scary World is going to be with Zach Pass and Denver Rhiannon at the Jackson Street Bar and Grill in Spokane, and that's a $5 cover. So
Ooh, fun.
yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know about that as well. So we got some gigs coming up for Scary World. It's exciting.
Nice.
That is fun. Very
Did
cool.
you like your review? You got that review
Yeah,
posted?
thank
Okay.
you so much.
You're welcome. I even had a photo.
I think the only feedback I got was the photo was like, well, you could put a better photo on it, but I mean that's probably the best one you got. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can take it off. I can send
It's
you
kind
one
of
without
hard.
the
Anytime
photo.
John's in the photo, it's like, yeah, kind of, Dylan and I are all, and John's like, I'm just teasing John. He's not even listening anyway, so
Oh my
I have to
goodness.
give John a hard time all the time.
all the
Good.
time.
All the
Good.
time.
I bet he likes it.
I think so.
he's still friends. He's still your friend after all of it.
I guess. I mean, he's my bandmate.
Wow. Wow. All right, so really quick here.
Craig's in a mood this morning.
He is.
I've been
I love
in
it.
a mood.
I love it.
I'll explain later.
I love it.
No.
I love it.
All right, so this is a notice to city water users. The City Public Works Department will be flushing the water lines citywide. This does not include the airport or the golf course on Monday, March 31st through Thursday, April 3rd. This begins at 6:30 a.m. and will continue throughout each day. The flushing could affect the water citywide. You may have water during this time, but it could possibly be, and for those of us who have lived here,
Right, it's like
it,
brown.
it
yeah.
will be, not possibly. It'll be cloudy or rusty brown colored. That's from the sediment that's accumulated in the bottom of the lines during the past few months. If you do have the low pressure, no water, they ask you to be patient, as the flushing may take 15 minutes to half an hour in your area. If you do encounter dirty water during this time, please avoid the use of ice makers, dishwashers, and washing machines.
And your hot water, do not use, don't take a hot shower, don't run your hot water at all, because all of that collects in your hot water heater, and then you'll have to flush your hot water heater. So you see that brown stuff?
Yep.
Cold water only.
And we have a whole house filter on our home that we installed. People that have water filters, this is a really good time to remember to change your water filter.
Yep.
Let the water go through, change your water filter, then you have nice, clean, fresh water coming into your house. Yep.
Nice. And then chipper days. When are chipper days?
Chipper days. This is a little far out, but it is April 6th and 13th.
Don't put those on your calendar. Be aware of the water flushing on the 31st through the.
Oh no! I apologize. Ooh. I'm reading the wrong part of it. This is when we need to announce it. So I'm announcing a little earlier.
We're way ahead of the game.
Strike that from the record. It is not the 6th and the 13th. Absolutely not.
All right, so this concludes the Northern Light Spotlight. Thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
everybody.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Craig.
I have to give you guys a hard time, you know? I'm over here juggling like a laptop and my phone, trying to
He's
do what
playing
I'm
the
doing.
mandolin under the table.
Playing the mandolin under the table, whatever that might mean. But
I'm sorry, Craig.
it's okay, Chuck.
We like to interrupt you.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I'm sorry.
We're so good usually.
We'll get better. We'll get better. All right. So those chipper days, though, that is Tuesday, April 22nd, and Wednesday, April 23rd. This is for city residents only. You need to be prepared to show your city bill or another proof of residency. The drop-off site is at the wastewater treatment plant at 120 South Hunt Street from 8 a.m. to 3:30 on both days. Maximum limb size is 10 feet long by 12 inches in diameter. They ask that you please do not bring garbage, treated lumber, or lawn clippings. You can contact City Hall for more information. And we need to get to break. We have Denver waiting out for us in the theater.
Yep.
And we're going to take, again, you're listening to KCHW Morning Show. We'll be right back. We're going to take a little break. Be back with us and Denver Rhiannon. Anything else you got to... I know how to say it. I just said it wrong. Okay. It's my accent.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
We'll
See you
We'll be
soon.
back.
We'll be right back.
Soon.
Your radio was fine.
That was an awkward lead out. I love it.
So there's this...
You're listening to KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, March 21st, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. U.S. District Judge James Bosberg, the federal judge who blocked the Trump administration from deporting non-citizens, Venezuelan immigrants that it alleges are members of a gang, without due process, accused the Justice Department of evading its obligations to comply with this order for more information on the deportation flights. That from ABC News. Bosberg said in an order Thursday that after a noon deadline, Justice Department attorneys filed a written declaration from an acting U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement field officer, which repeated general information about the deportation flights. This is woefully insufficient, Bosberg said in response. He then ordered more information about the deportation flights, which the administration carried out under the Alien Enemies Act. And this week, workers who provide in-home and nursing home care rallied against cuts to Medicaid. Washington's Medicaid, known as Apple Health, covers nearly 2 million low-income people in the state, including the majority of nursing home residents.
SEIU 775 is the union that represents long-term care workers who assist seniors and people with disabilities in their homes and in nursing facilities. Adam Glickman with the union says caregivers help with such essential tasks as cooking, bathing, medication management, and transportation. He says cutting Medicaid would mean many wouldn't get the care they need.
That could mean they're left alone in their homes without care. For many people, it'll mean ending up in emergency rooms.
President Donald Trump and House Republicans are proposing $880 billion in cuts from the Energy and Commerce Committee, most of which would come from Medicaid. Critics say the goal of that plan is to help pay for tax cuts that would largely benefit the wealthiest Americans. I'm Isabel Charlet.
And federal rules meant to control harmful methane emissions won't take effect since Congress and President Trump have intervened, but their action is unlikely to impact New Mexico because of stricter laws already in place.
The U.S. Senate voted to overturn the Biden administration's proposed fee on oil and gas companies over methane emissions, and Trump signed a resolution in support. Environmental Defense Fund attorney John Goldstein says New Mexico is somewhat insulated from broad federal rollbacks because of state laws passed since 2021. And there's anecdotal evidence they're working.
Emissions have come down, waste has come down, and obviously the oil and gas industry is not suffering in the ill effects of these rules. It is producing at record levels in New Mexico.
Methane emissions are a significant driver of global warming and can affect people by damaging airways, aggravating lung disease, and asthma. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has estimated repealing the methane fee will cost American taxpayers more than $7 billion in lost revenue over the next decade. I'm Roz Brown reporting.
This is Public News Service. Governor Mark Gordon has just a few days left to make final decisions on bills passed during the Wyoming legislative session. Both fair election advocates and Gordon himself have called some in the pile boilerplate.
The governor signed bills into law this month that prohibit ranked choice voting, a system not currently used in the state, and foreign funding for ballot measures, although one slated for the 2026 ballot will be the first in 30 years. Marissa Carpia of the Equality State Policy Center notes that trend could be the result of new control by the Freedom Caucus in Wyoming's House of Representatives.
What seems like happened is boilerplate bills from national groups making their way into Wyoming with issues that we just do not have. Maybe just to send a message to those national groups that Wyoming is a place where you can do that.
Gordon this week vetoed Senate File 196, which would have amended the Second Amendment Protection Act to include legal ramifications for police officers who participate in the enforcement of federal firearms laws. In his 3-page veto letter, Gordon wrote the state, quote, shouldn't need to pass boilerplates created in far-flung states that seek to fix problems we haven't seen in Wyoming. I'm Kathleen Shannon.
Next to Virginia, where legislation would prohibit any systematic removals of people from voter rolls at least 90 days before an election.
Last August, Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin signed an executive order requiring daily updates to voter rolls instead of monthly. The Department of Motor Vehicles found more than 6,000 people marked as non-citizens were registered to vote in Virginia. But voting rights advocates argue that people may accidentally check the box that says they aren't a citizen, or they've gained citizenship between DMV visits. Sheila Hurley-Hennessy with the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy says purges so close to elections impact people across the Commonwealth.
This affects rural areas, this affects new Americans, this affects a lot of people around Virginia, and I want to see our legislators protect those individuals. So this has the legs to be a bipartisan issue.
Youngkin has defended his executive order as necessary to protect election security. I'm Simone Perez.
Finally, a coalition of conservationists and tribal nations is pushing for support of the Columbia Basin Restoration Initiative by state officials in Olympia.
The initiative is a project to remove the lower Snake River dams while maintaining current irrigation, transportation, energy, and recreation services. The initiative focuses on restoring salmon runs and supporting the endangered southern resident killer whales. Professional kayaker Gabe Newton will draw attention to the plight of the orcas next week. He says protecting them means protecting all living things.
Well, it's incredibly important. Every time a thread in the web of life is broken, our own capacity to thrive is diminished. And orcas and salmon are very integral threads.
I'm Mark Richardson.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listeners supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's 8:16.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, this is the news from rural America. Gaps in healthcare and spotty broadband can be a deadly combination in rural counties and contribute to 3 million Americans living sicker, shorter lives. KFF Health News reporter Sarah Jane Tribble says they live where doctors don't practice, and telehealth can't make up the difference.
If you think about the promise of telehealth and being able to use virtual care, that promise doesn't work in these places.
Compared to cities, patients across the rural South, Appalachia, and remote West often can't make a video call to their doctor or log into their patient portals. She says that contributes to the health disparity between places like Howard County, Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C., and Greene County in Alabama's Black Belt.
Folks there die on average 10 years younger than folks in sort of the leafy, wealthier county.
More than $42 billion from the bipartisan infrastructure law was to go to expanding broadband this year. But that Biden-era program faces uncertainty and deep cost cutting. The Trump administration is attacking it as full of, quote, woke mandates. Medicaid cuts and Republican budget plans could also worsen rural health care. Ilana Newman looked at one Colorado community.
More than a third of Montezuma County is enrolled in Medicaid, and it supports a quarter of the budget for the county seat's hospital. Joe Thine, CEO of Southwest Memorial in Cortez, says Medicaid reimbursements are lower than private insurance, but the other option is getting nothing.
If that same patient no longer has insurance and is unable to pay, we still take care of them, but now there's nothing coming in that's contributing to keeping all of those services.
The hospital employs 500 people, many with young families that support local institutions like the public schools.
The ripples of a hospital in a rural community are many beyond just the health and well-being of the people we serve directly.
I'm Ilana Newman.
Conservationists are suing Elon Musk and Doge over the mass firings at the agencies that manage federal land and parks. Sierra Club managing attorney Gloria Smith says visitor safety, wildlife protection, wildfire prevention, and maintenance in states like Arizona are at risk.
There's a lot of work that goes into making a park presentable and safe for the high season when millions and millions of people visit.
The National Weather Service, part of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, has been Musk's latest target. The Smith says NOAA provides critical, free, real-time weather service data.
On a rafting trip, if there's a huge storm, then there are flash flood risks, for example.
The suits argue Musk was appointed and is acting illegally. For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, I'm Mary Sherman. For more rural stories, visit dailyyonder.com.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. It is again March 21st, or still March 21st.
Still March 21st.
We are back. Myself, Chuck Ritchie, the ever lovely Paula Randall, the ever lovely Craig McQuain. And today we have our super special guest. We're excited to welcome Denver Rhiannon to the studio. Good morning, Denver. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm outstanding, and your volumes are good, and I'm happy about that because that's a brand new microphone I just took out of the box yesterday.
Yay!
Plugged it in. And you sound amazing. Sorry, nobody needs to know that.
I'm so much happier now that I have my coffee with me.
Right?
Oh, wow.
That's what was wrong this morning.
Uh-huh.
He was,
yeah.
Craig had a little bit of a gremlin in him this morning. Yeah,
he was, I was being mean.
He had a devious look in his eye. So, Denver, good morning. Welcome to the show. So you're from Spokane, correct?
I was born in Spokane. I'm living out in Cheney now. I grew up in North Idaho, though.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Very
Local
cool.
girl.
So where? So you've been playing a lot. How long have you been playing music?
Well, I taught myself how to play guitar when I was 9. I've been singing basically forever. I didn't start taking myself very seriously until about a year and a half ago or so. I started doing open mics and stuff. I went back and forth for a long time about whether I thought my originals were really worthy of people hearing or not. And then I was playing for some relatives, and I saw the way one of my relatives just connected with a song that I wrote, and I was like, okay, maybe I do need to start sharing this stuff. That's awesome.
So
I started doing open mics, like I said, a little bit less than a year and a half ago, and then in August had my first gig. So just been building from there. So
So your first gig was just August?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing your name a lot, so you've kind of jumped right into it and been pretty busy.
Yeah. I released my first single in September, and then released another one on New Year's, and then I'm working on a couple albums right now too. So I'm really just hitting it as much as I can.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
Very
great.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So tell us some of the I know Craig told us about some of the shows you have coming up. You're going to be at the 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort today with Scary World.
Yeah, super exciting.
And you've got a couple other gigs coming up. Why don't you tell us about what you got coming up?
Yeah, so on Wednesday the 26th, I'll be at Mary Hill Tasting Room and Bistro. I'll also be opening with Scary World, or for Scary World, on April 4th at Jackson Street.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then today, that's what I've got lined up so far, and I'm looking to book some more. So,
very cool.
I'd be careful. I've heard things about the Scary World. Watch your coffee.
okay.
They will walk away with it.
Good thing I'm not much of a coffee drinker.
Well, see, there you go. Well, see, now that's a good pair then. You get
I
the
was gonna
coffee and
say,
they drink it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Love it. I'm the same. Well, so I see you have your guitar with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us anything more before you just get right into it, or do you want to play us a song?
Yeah, I'll play a song. That'd be great.
I don't know how many songs you want to play for us today, but we'll take whatever you can give us.
Great.
And yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to play, and I like to hear the story behind it. So
yeah. So this first song, it's called "Waking Slumber." It was my first release. I wrote it while going through a breakup, and I kind of wanted to write it about the whole journey of that relationship. The kind of hook line in it is, it's hard to want to sleep when you're so beyond a dream. And you're so beyond a dream was something that X and I used to say to each other. So it was a line that I had saved. Didn't really know what to do with it because I'm not really good at writing happy things most of the time.
It's an age thing. No,
it
I'm
really,
just kidding.
yeah.
It's normal.
and so then that breakup happened, and I was just playing around on my guitar, and I did something. I was like, oh, this is cool. And so I looked back through some old notes, and I found that line, and I was like, okay, I'm going to write about it. So
nice.
Very cool.
Nice.
All right. So the name of the song again?
Waking Slumber.
Waking Slumber. Perfect. Take it away.
It's hard to wanna sleep when you're so beyond a dream. We'll bare our souls, baby. We don't even have to speak. Falling in love is not a simple thing, but when I'm with you, I can just be me. It's hard to wanna sleep when you're so beyond a dream. Out of nowhere it seems like you were meant for me. When I fell for you, I didn't know what's up. I drug you through hell, ruining your trust. Now all I want is to sleep. Maybe I'll meet you in a dream. But upon waking, I find I am alone again. Maybe it's time for me to find myself instead of building a home inside somebody else. So I'll learn how to sleep, following only my dreams. In time we will see if love's cut out for me.
Nice.
Nice hook. That's cool.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think Chuck was too busy over there mixing it to start tearing up because I'm sure he would have been like
I
me.
know.
No, I was
Thank you.
enjoying it.
Right?
I was focused, but I was enjoying it.
Right. In time, we
Mix
will
sounds
see
good
if,
on my side.
if
I
you
mean, yeah.
are
It fluff's cut out for me.
If you're cut out for me, oh my gosh. Whoa. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That was incredible. So you said you've got a new album coming out. Tell us about your album. What's the name of the album? What?
So I'm actually working on a couple albums.
Okay.
Kind of at the same time. One of them is a bunch of songs that I've written over the years. The first song that I wrote that I felt was really worthy of anything, I wrote when I was about 14, so it's kind of 10 years in the making. Right now I'm working on just figuring out what other instrumentation I want to add and all of that. I'm not set on a name for that one yet. The other one that I'm working on it's going to be called The Silence. It's a concept album, and it's based on a dream that I had when I was in high school.
Wow.
It ended with a quote in the end, "The silence took her," and then I woke up.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, wow, this has to mean something. So, I'm really excited to be working on an album
cool.
about it.
Yeah,
that's great.
What were some of your big influences? What made you just really want to start singing and start playing with the guitar?
So when I was super young, I remember being obsessed with Gretchen Wilson. Redneck Woman was like one of my favorite songs growing up. I knew it word for word when I was like 3 years old. Alanis Morissette's always been a big influence too. Pearl Jam, Ed Sheeran.
Nice.
I also like Joel Adakun, Noah Kahan, and John Denver also.
Yeah, we actually were talking about John Denver's subtle influence across different types of music. Across the genres.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot that people don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Quite a mandolin player as well in his day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was looking at Chuck. I'm like trying to get his attention. I know how to.
I'm not good at it. I just like the instrument.
Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say Pink Floyd's also a big influence. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
kind of a widespread across the board. So,
Do you classify your music as any particular genre, or you're just kind of a different mix of eclectic stuff?
Kind of a mix. If I had to narrow it down, I'd say like maybe indie folk rock.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got that vibe from it. Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
So take us, and I always like to ask this question. So your writing process, because I'm not a songwriter, but I'm always infatuated with the process of it. And I guess it probably a lot of people say it depends on the song. Do you generally tend to write the music first or the lyrics, or do they kind of come together at the same time? What's your process?
Typically, I write the lyrics first. A lot of it, my writing pretty much comes from a place of me just trying to sort out my own emotions most of the time. So a lot of times I'll just be, feeling whatever I'm feeling, and some way of processing it, some line like comes into my head, and then I'm like, oh wait, wow, like I need to write something about this. And so then that starts the process, and then I add the music later. There is one song that I wrote. It's called Let There Be Peace. That one, it's about such a widespread issue that I didn't really know how to start the lyrics on that one. So that one I just sat down with my guitar and started playing, and then the words came. But most of the time the lyrics come first.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it almost sounds like maybe, I hope I'm being okay putting out maybe a form of therapy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I notice that's a pretty common thread for a lot of writers. It's sort of their therapy.
Yeah, for sure. I was thinking about going to school for music therapy, but right now I'm just enjoying doing music this way. So maybe eventually that's what I'll do. But music therapy is definitely music is therapy. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm with another organization here in town, and we went into the building the other day, and they were doing a sound bath.
Oh yeah.
That was I kept peeking my head around the corner and leaning over the rail and listening to it, and it was pretty interesting stuff they were doing in there. So aside from writing the lyrics, even just the sounds themselves, the different frequencies and stuff, can do a bunch of different stuff. I know years ago I played the didgeridoo with the weird sort of group of folks, and we would go play didgeridoo at bars and stuff. And the guy that was sort of the leader that taught us all how to do it, he used to talk a lot about the healing properties and the different emotions you can evoke, and you can actually change people's moods with different keys of, especially something like a didgeridoo, when you put it right in the microphone in a huge stereo system. The different frequencies can sort of change people's, I guess, sort of their own frequencies and make them do not do things, but change the mood in the room, or do
Yeah.
different stuff, or make people hungry with one note, and I'm not going to go with the note that makes people go to the bathroom. I'm not going to go there. But
Don't give away our secrets,
right,
Chuck.
right.
This is a whole sideways tangent that is totally away from Denver, Rhiannon.
I don't even know where that came from.
But I think
I'm
with,
sorry, Denver.
with songwriting, it's interesting because John and I were working with Mike Noel, and he came up with a whole different, like we already had a kind of a chord structure made for a song, and I had already kind of came up with a little melody to come with it, and he came from the complete opposite end of the spectrum and rewrote it from a vocal standpoint. So then John and I are sitting there or listening to it, or I was, and I figured out chords, and then John messaged me, and he's like, oh no, I think it's in a different key, and he's like, and so now we got to, when we get back together, we're going to actually maybe like, do the work and figure out exactly. So we're actually dressing the chords around his vocal line that's completely different than ours. It's just interesting, different take on the same song. So
Do you find yourself doing that? You've written something and you've got it and you think, oh, this is it. And then you get to that one part that you want to highlight. And you're like, I have to change. How can I?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like to go into different keys a lot of times. It's hard for me to stick to like one solid chord structure. Like I don't usually do 1, 4, 5. Like I'm kind of all over the place. So
awesome.
But
well,
yeah,
that
I feel
makes
like
your
that
music really dynamic and fun to listen to. Then
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot more fun to write that way. It's hard for me to just stick with one. So, but yeah, I feel like it helps to emphasize certain lines, or like going from the chorus to the bridge or whatever. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. So would you talk a lot about to me, because I'm not a musician, I tinker, but I don't know anything about like chord progressions or any of that stuff. Are you formally educated in music? Do you have?
Yeah, I studied for a few years at Idaho State University.
Okay.
I originally went to school for occupational therapy and then changed my mind after my first semester. I was going to do music therapy, but they didn't offer it there, so I just studied music. But yeah, I got 3 years in there, so yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, like I went to school to be a teacher and realized I can't be in a classroom full of kids. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
we don't go there.
Sure, Chuck. Sure. Well, I'm excited to hear something else.
Yes.
I want to hear another song.
So I said I don't really write happy songs, but this one actually is a happy song. The first one I've been able to write, so that's exciting. It's called 24/7.
All right, take it away.
On a dark and lonely journey, at least I had the music. It kept me alive. Without it, I'd lose it. Wanted to go home, thought I'd finally connect. There had some hiccups on the way. I took my own adventure. Own adventure on my own. It had mishaps, but it was perfect. I love the loneliness I'm learning. I wanna hold on to this moment and never let you go. Clinging to this feeling, 'cause finding it was slow. I'll latch on to this freedom with everything I am, 'cause it took me over a lifetime to find comfort in who I am. And when I returned, there was so much care, love in all its magic danced in the air. Abundance surrounds me, There is so much light, I get closer to my fate each day that I'm alive. I'm alive. Oh, what a life. I wanna hold on to this moment and never let you go. Clinging to this feeling, 'cause finding it was long. I'll latch on to this freedom with everything I am. 'Cause it took me over lifetime to find comfort in who I am. Thank you to my friends for helping me find me. Thank you to my friends who are everything. Thank you to my friends, I should call you family. Thank you to my friends, I love you all dearly. Love you. Love
I bet
Nice.
every single one of your friends, when you sang that song to them and your family, were like, "Oh my God, we love you!"
Yes, I have gotten that response.
Wow.
What is the opening line again? What is the first couple lines?
On a dark and lonely journey, at least I had the music. It kept me alive. Without it, I'd lose it.
I love that.
Wow.
Thank you.
I love that, and I can so relate to that. Right? Music has gotten people through the worst times and the best times of their life. Can you imagine? So what a wonderful phrase to open up that song.
Thank you.
That of course is all about love. That the music is there and it carries that love. I love that.
Thank you.
And I would just wanted to say one technical thing to help Chuck out a little bit. You're good with the microphone. When you're hitting those really highs,
Back off.
yeah, you're
okay.
trying to, but even more. Like,
Okay.
yeah, but you can get into the mic, so because what he's having to ride the fader.
Okay.
So we don't have a compressor on your voice, which we could have done, but we didn't really have time to sound check and stuff. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't have the room for the preamp and the fader.
Yeah.
I had to take one off. I had to choose.
Because you have such a dynamic voice, it's it takes a little more preparation to get it to where
No,
we
it's so fun because you're bringing people in. You get quiet. And and then your power comes through. So really fun. That song does a really great job in showcasing your capabilities, like what your voice can do, and the power and the control to be so quiet and bring.
Paula's a
people in.
vocalist.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice.
And Craig is, aside from playing, how many instruments do you play? About 45, 50?
Put one in front of me and I'll try.
Right? It's like
Accordion's my
Daniel.
next one, I guess.
But you're also a sound engineer and a
Promoter, yeah.
promoter, entertainment director.
Right.
So yeah, you'll hear it from Craig.
Yeah. Used car salesman. I mean.
Right. So was that one of the songs from one of your new albums you're working on then?
It will be on. Yeah, it'll be on the one that I don't have a name for yet.
Perfect.
That's going to be the name of the album that does not have a name yet.
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe Tales of the Untold Soul. I think might be the name of that album. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, I'll tell you what, when you get some tracks recorded, do you have anything recorded now that?
I have a
She has 2
couple out.
singles,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew you said.
Are
that.
you listening, Chuck?
He's doing a lot of things.
Sometimes my listening skills, you can ask my wife, aren't the best.
It's okay. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
We're here to support you. We're together. We're a team.
I blame the ADHD.
Yes. She has 2 singles out.
Yes.
Can we play those singles here?
Yeah. One of them is Waking Slumber, and then the other one is called Familiar Ghosts.
Ooh, fun.
Very cool. Yeah, we'd love to. When you're done here, if you have a few minutes, if you wouldn't mind hanging out and just recording like a couple of intros to some of your songs, and I'll get those from you, and we'll put those in our playlist.
Awesome.
And get you on the air. Do you have other stations that have your music in their playlist, the rotation?
I did get played on KYRS.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I know of now. So
darn it. So we're not your first. That's okay. That's okay. Fine. Whatever. No, they're. I love those guys. They do. We've shared booth space before at an event, the Friday Market, a couple times, and
awesome.
And had their station manager on our show, and still waiting for my invite to be on their show. But, that's okay.
This is my first radio interview, though. So
oh, see,
yeah.
Perfect. There you go. There you go. It's probably because we're one of the few people that actually still are doing them.
Fair.
Right? All right.
I love it. I'm watching your video right now for Waking Slumber.
Oh.
I mean, I have the sound off, so I can't hear anything. But she's got videos for these singles. This is awesome.
I think it's just the cover art, but yeah.
It is.
cool.
So yeah, nothing is moving.
You're just staring at a still image.
I'm just staring at a lovely forest scene in the snow. This is cool. Okay, well, cool. I had
Very
to
nice.
check you out and see where all your music. It's everywhere. If you guys want to check out her music, she is on YouTube. She is on Apple Music, every streaming platform, Amazon, Apple Music. I'm looking at everything she's in here. Just search for her name, Denver Rhiannon, and you will find her 2 songs that are out. Very cool.
And the spelling of last name.
Rhiannon, like the Fleetwood Mac song.
Okay.
RHIANNON.
Yeah, I was getting our stream set up this morning, and I meant to double check the spelling, but we're running behind. I'm like, just a few seconds, our song is gonna start, and I look over at Craig. I'm like, I don't know if I spelled her name. I don't know if I spelled her name right, and then I did. So.
Oh, good job, Chuck.
It's not really a tough one to spell, but yeah.
Well, I find typos every once in a while, and I'm like, Chuck is just doing so much. I mean, he's just like, yeah. You're awesome, buddy.
It doesn't mean I can't learn how to spell.
I just can't spell. So
Right,
it's like somebody
right.
asks me how to spell something. I'm like, sorry, can't do it. It doesn't. That's really how you spell it? Like sometimes I'm like that. That's really how that word's spelled?
Like I sing it, I
Shows
don't have
my
to spell
limited
it.
reading ability. Yeah.
So did Waking Slumber, is this words? I'm wording now. Can you tell that I'm wording?
Yeah.
This is why I'm not a lyricist. Is this one of the songs that you sang for us here?
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was the first one?
Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
I have another sort of unrelated question that I do like to ask people when they come on the show. I know I haven't been very good the last few times of remembering to ask this question. It's very important, though. I think our listeners are dying to know, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Well, growing up, it was always long necks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Might be a T-Rex now, though.
Yeah.
I like their tiny little arms,
Oh, yeah.
They're great guitar players.
I can tell.
But they can't play the flute for some reason. It just won't happen.
Well, that's why they have to play the mandolin. They've got those little arms. They can't do that.
Well, it's funny. Like I think Rob and I were talking about getting Daniel to dress up in a full dinosaur outfit, like one of those inflatable ones, and come into the jam with the bass. You know,
that would
just
be
show
Daniel.
up like how he does with his nice swagger.
Yeah.
You know, he just kind of is bopping in like. Hey,
Daniel
man.
is my husband, so we give him a hard time because he totally, fully expresses himself at the Sunday Jam. If you have not been to Chihuahua for our Sunday Jams, it's every Sunday from 4 to 7 at Fired Up Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband will bring his trombone, not tuba.
Yep,
But he
trombone.
can play the tuba and
I'm
his
sure he can.
bass, and he plays clarinet and all this other stuff. But he just is a very exuberant personality. And
Yes,
so
exactly.
You say he expresses himself
I say
at
he's
the
my
jam.
spirit animal.
I think so.
But yeah, we always do the bro fist,
Right,
and then we
yeah.
do our melt face.
Yeah.
You know.
When you do a really good jam, he's just like, you melted my face.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, we've last week's jam was just amazing. We had so many musicians coming from all around, like from Spokane, from Colville, from
Definitely
Kettle Falls.
check it out. It's so
just,
much fun.
I mean, just it's like a melting room of just shredding going
A
on.
melting room of melting
Awesomeness.
faces.
Of yeah.
It's a melting room of awesomeness.
Of awesomeness, yes, it's great.
And I could tell by your answer, though, from that last question that you are of the Land Before Time generation.
Yeah.
Long neck. Yeah, long neck.
Yep.
I think we're all of that, Chuck. I mean, that's an old one, isn't it? That was made in the 80s.
Was it the 80s?
90s? Early 90s?
I don't even remember. It's just sort of been there
You
forever.
got to say it with a lisp, though. Long neck.
Long neck.
Yes.
Yes. That was good.
Well, then you get a little more shit to shot.
Well, we have gone somewhere strange. Please
right?
pull us back, Denver. What else do you have for us?
So my parents' band that hosts the Jam on Sundays is Dinosaurs.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they're all, they're getting up there, but they're still shredding.
Yeah, you
like
gave
they're young.
You gave the totally wrong answer. I was asking who your favorite dinosaur is.
Oh, yeah. Too funny.
Wow.
All right. So
All
do
right.
you have some more prepared for?
Yeah. I was gonna play "Let There Be Peace" next. This is the one that I wrote the guitar part for first, and then the lyrics came. So
nice.
I hope
Perfect.
you enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, here we go.
Children cry as their parents pass away. Bombs falling on their heads each day. We supply the weapons of their fate. With leaders lying, all it does is fuel the hate. So if it's a holy war, you must be proud of what it's for. How can you be at peace with crimes against humanity? Force them from their homes with no safe place to go. You won't even let them heed. Cease fire immediately. Traumatized with nowhere left to turn for a safe haven, tattered hearts to yearn. Many try to stop the weapons that we send, and we should also help those without reaching hands. Demolished by war, they have no home anymore. We could give them some peace and honor their humanity. Inspire some hope and give them a safe place to go. For those who want to leave, we need to accept refugees.
Wow.
Thank
Man. Whew, we all need to take a minute after that one. Breathe.
Can we please play
There
that
was-
every hour?
Right?
On the hour. Like everybody listen.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you.
incredible. Wow.
Right?
So
Thank you.
So the inspiration for that song, was it about a particular thing there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. It's hard to pinpoint.
It's scary.
Particularly the inspiration was what's going on in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
But my producer pointed out that it really also applies to the Russia-Ukraine war.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wanted to make it so that it could apply to really any war that's going on.
Yeah, like
Right.
the famine in Sudan and the violence there. And,
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, it just, yeah.
Well, I think that's important with any type of art, whether it's songwriting or painting, is you don't want to, you want to leave some room for interpretation.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, and I think you did that with that song for sure.
Thank you.
There was it's so amazing what comes out of pain. You know, it can be such beauty that comes out of such pain. But oh my gosh, there's a song that I wrote, and in it I'm expressing, you know, this horrible loss, you know, that I've just gone through, and at the same time, that's when the Iraq wars were going on, and people were finding out that, you know, maybe things weren't what we thought. And so I wrote this song very personally about, you know, my loss, but I realized I can expand it and just make it vague enough that it can be about this loss, our collective loss as a nation, as soldiers and things like that. So I love how your song allows us to look at all of the humanity in the United States, the homeless, you know, crisis that we have going on here. And everybody, you know, why don't they have a home? Where's the humanity? How come we can't help them? We all have the capability.
Right. Yeah.
So just
when we know that, like, you know, the such a little thing can happen in anybody's life to put them into that situation. I mean, it doesn't take much.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are on the streets are dealing with you know, undiagnosed mental illness. And then, you know, because of the way our society is, it's like we're all so busy that somebody else will take care of them. You know, somebody else will, you know what I mean?
Or as I found, I tried to help some people and there was no place for them to go. Like there was literally no place for them to go. And every, you know, well, can I take them to a shelter? No, they have to get here on their own feet. You know, and do you know what their names are? Because we have a no accept list. And I'm like, well, no, I don't know their names, but they're on the street and they're obviously in distress, you know.
Right.
Well, you can call the police and the police will put them in a holding cell. Or, you know, there were all of these restrictions where you couldn't just help somebody.
Well, and even like it's on an individual level. So if that person isn't willing to accept the help, then you're kind of at a loss there too. You know, if the individual is, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily happy with their situation, but they're not doing anything for themselves to change.
Yeah.
You know, that's the tough thing. Is with I mean, I've noticed that with a lot of different things, and you know, people and substance abuse problems, you know, anger problems. If they're not willing to change their behavior, then you have no influence on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, we used to live in an RV. We were in the RV for 4 years, and we traveled around the United States. And somebody said, "Are you ever going to get rid of your RV?" And I said, "No, it's the biggest security blanket you've ever seen because I know we always have a home."
Right. Yeah.
You know, so we have since gotten rid of our RV, and boy, I'm missing that. that comfortable, you know, rectangle shape in the yard there. And then we had a Eurovan, which is like a wonderful camper. I mean, it had the pop-up tent, and it had we literally went camping in the Eurovan. It was so good. And we don't have the Eurovan anymore.
Oh.
And so it's so funny. Our life was structured so much on the road, and now we have an electric car that, you know, is great and wonderful, and we haven't had to pay for gas at all because it's fully electric. But yeah, that, you know, 500-mile trip is something that we have to really plan now.
Right.
Think about. So it's, you know, we can do it, but I can't pack everything I want to. You know, it's like every weight that you put in the electric car takes away from your mileage. So
well,
makes sense.
Definitely with the RV thing, we did the same thing. We talked about this a lot. Similar experience. We also traveled with our kids and our family for about 4 years full time. And when we bought our home here, when we decided to get off the road, you know, the kids were getting too big to share the bunk room, and you know, with twins, and they wanted turtles and guinea pigs. Yeah, but. You know, we sold our RV to help make the down payment on the house, and all of a sudden we're in this house with you know not enough stuff to fill the house or furniture, and we're buying stuff like mad, spending all our money, and looking out. There's no we didn't have a backup plan.
Yeah.
We had no RV. We had like, what if we lose this house? We got nothing.
Yeah.
So that was
very humbling. And again, it goes
Yeah.
back to the humanity. And of course, the second that we got a house, of course, I was like, hey, you need a place to crash. I'm there for you. You can come to my house, man. Or what the biggest gift you can give somebody who is low and kind of down and out and struggling is let them do their laundry at your house.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
oh my
Hot
gosh.
bath. Yeah.
Hot
Yeah.
bath. Let them clean their clothes where they know they're safe and they don't have to spend $50 just to use 3 machines. You know, the little things that we can do just to make somebody's life easier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's amazing. And, of course, we did actually invite somebody into our house because they were having a hard time. It was like the worst experience ever.
Been there.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, got to tone
Yeah, you
down
gotta
that.
have gotta have some barriers, right? Yeah, you
But
want to
it's-
help, but at the
It's
same time you
awful.
enable
yes,
too. At the
but it's
same
like,
time,
where's the humanity? Why can't we just, if everybody like reached out a hand and said, hey, I see that you're down a little bit. You know, let me help you get back to a place where you can take care of yourself. You know, what can I do to support you being you?
Yeah.
well, and I mean it's community, right?
Yeah,
right.
community.
It doesn't. It's just not. It's not an individual thing. It's a community thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one
Definitely.
thing that we lose
Yeah.
in our society in the States is that we're very individually. You know, we push the. You know, we
The
celebrate the
individual, yeah.
individual.
Yeah.
Where you know we need to be more like this is a community radio station. We work together to make great things happen, and I think that needs to be just replicated.
It's all you, Craig.
Oh, don't do the individual stuff.
I couldn't resist.
I know that's good.
Oh my gosh.
I was speaking outside of me there.
No, I know. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Well,
and-
look at what your song has done. Just that one song, and now we're like waxing poetic about.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you say I saw my music have an influence on my somebody in the audience when you were singing it to your family, and you have us all. Now we're waxing poetic about the social situation in our country and around the world. And
Do we have time
I
for
just-
one more?
I think we do. I was
Do
gonna
you
say
have
that
one
at,
more?
I
at
do,
that last
yeah.
song, I
Okay.
just kind of wanted to end the show there and just kind of absorb that for a little while. Maybe play it again, but
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. We'll go a little over, but that's okay. Well, I want to hear something else.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah. So tell us a little bit about this next one. Don't worry about the time. Don't
Yeah.
worry about the time.
Yeah, we
We're
usually
good.
go over because like
well, you know,
I-
she might. They might have something going on. So
yeah we
you
I
know.
do.
know,
We're
I know.
going up to 49 degrees north, and we're gonna play music up there.
Yeah, we got some time till then.
if
though.
you have the time, I know the station manager. We can go ahead and go a little over time. So we're good.
All right.
We're good.
Stop talking.
Don't forget about the water. I'm just kidding. The water.
Right.
Okay.
Bad reference.
This next one's called Lost. Began inhaling snow in October, but really it was a decade before. Guess I've always been this way. I'm a little crazy, babe. There's no use fighting it anymore. So I'll make some bad decisions, 'cause I wanna have some fun. I only get one life, and I'll live it while I'm young. Throw out my moral compass, think I'll get a little lost. Life is an adventure, only I will pay the cost. Thought I wanted to find a little peace, but then I got painfully bored. Guess I need a little drama, create some chaos, yeah, I wanna. From this life I'll always want more. So I'll make some bad decisions, 'cause I wanna have some fun. I only get one life, and I'll live it while I'm young. Nothing really matters, so I'll take it all in stride. Live for now, because tomorrow I won't make it out alive. to be found. I get lost. Teach me how, so I'll make some bad decisions, 'cause I wanna have some fun. I only get one life, and I'll live it while I'm young. Nothing really matters, so I'll take it all in stride. Live for now, because tomorrow no one makes it out alive.
Wow.
Awesome.
That was great.
Thank you.
You know, thank you so much for coming on. We are out of time. We got to get going here. Amazing stuff. And
Thank you.
Susan online says beautiful.
Yeah.
You sound beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
Which
you
of
so
course
much
you
for
do.
having me.
No problem. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for
Thank you
coming
for
on.
coming.
Wonderful stuff. And I know, well, you're kind of just getting started in this world.
Yeah.
And from what I'm hearing, I know for a fact we'll be hearing a lot more from you.
Thank you.
And I want to talk again if you have a few minutes after the show. I want to get a couple recordings of you to do some intros of your songs.
Awesome.
And maybe talk about maybe playing some stuff in the future.
Playing live at our theater.
Great.
Yeah. And so is there anything else you want to let us know, stuff you got coming up, words of advice, words of wisdom for our audience?
Lean into your passion, and the universe will reward you. That's what I've been finding, and I think that's the case for everyone. Also, if you're in Spokane on Wednesday, March 26th, come stop by Mary Hill Tasting Room and Bistro and see me play. I'll be there from 5 to 7. And today I'll be up with Scary World at 49, noon to 4. And on April 4th, I'll be opening for Scary World at Jackson Street Bar and Grill. So, yeah, that's where I'll be.
Beautiful.
That's going to be such an interesting combination.
With them, you and Scary World?
Yeah. It's going to be really neat. It's you always want an act that's not going to sound exactly like you, right? Because otherwise people are just listening to the same thing.
Yeah.
And so there's this wonderful bardic melody happening here with your music, right? And then Scary World is going to come up, and Scary World is going to blow everybody's minds away because they're so cool with so many different sounds and different tempos and stuff. So
Thank you, Paula.
It's a neat combination. It'll be a nice show for everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, we just recorded 3 demos of our songs, and so those ones we've really worked on and got them just dialed in, and it's nice to be able to play all the other songs that we've been working on now, so we have a complete set of original music, and we'll probably throw in some select covers just to kind of fill up the time, but it's great to be able to be doing original music.
Yeah,
Nice.
I hear you. Oh
And
my
we're
gosh,
so
thank
happy
you
to
so
have
much.
Denver on
Yeah,
board too.
yeah, that
Thank
was
you so
great.
much.
And like I said, I don't know if you heard the story before you came in. I had gotten your card from somebody else.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was walking back from a meeting.
The word is out.
From a festival meeting, and that's where somebody had given me your card. It wasn't from him directly; it was from somebody else that he had given your card to. And I was walking back in. I set my stuff on the counter, and I was like, "Okay, I should probably give this person a call." And then my phone went ding ding, and I look, and it's Craig saying, "Hey, I've got this wonderful musician, Denver Rhiannon, and I'm gonna book him on the show." And I'm like, "Wow,
Whoa,
this
the
is
universe."
Yeah,
Yeah,
meant
that's
to
cool.
be."
That's
like in
awesome.
the same moment, it was like literally I had him, and I even was like, I think I took a picture of it.
Well, and then
sent
the
it
other
to you.
night, I went down to the checkered board on a whim just because I was in Spokane. I'm like, what's going on? So I messaged a friend of mine, Lefty Fields, who's a musician in Spokane.
Yeah.
And we've jammed a few times, and him and I just seem to just kind of meld when we play.
Mhm.
So I was like, what are you doing, Lefty? And he's all, Wednesdays down at the checkerboard, there's an open mic. You should go check it out. So I went down there, and I'm sitting there, and I look up, and the door opens, and here comes Isaac Tenasket walking in.
Oh, yeah.
And Chuck and I are both big fans, and he's actually been down
me
here and
too.
performed
Right?
before.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just a larger-than-life personality.
Yeah.
I actually worked with his dad, who was the same, would just light
Yeah.
up a room when he'd walk into the room, and he's carrying on that tradition, and just a great guy. But, I mean, just it's kind of interesting how in the same, I think even earlier that day, we had talked about Chris Tenasket and about potentially booking him for some of the festivals we have
Yeah.
coming up.
I
And
wanted
then
him.
I mean, it's like he knew to come in that night, and
Yeah.
we made the connection. I got his number, and even talked to him about potentially, doing some being like a backing band for him or something. Because I'm like, hey, I have
yeah.
a full band. If you need a
You
band
have a
ever,
couple bands.
I
yeah.
have quite a few
Yeah.
bands.
What
But
do you need, Isaac?
What
I
do you
got him. I'm looking at
I
my
got my
Rolodex of
parents.
bands here.
I got my brats. I always got them. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I would love to bring him back up. Last time I brought him up, it
Yeah.
was for the
convening.
The convening.
The convening.
You know, I'm like, oh, Isaac, I've got.
Who uses that word?
You know, there's
It sounds-
it's like a
Sounds like a
convention.
vampire
It's like a
thing. I'm
convention.
Like, what
It's
is
a-
that?
yeah.
It was
But no-
actually wonderful, but like conference,
Yeah.
thing like that. I don't know where they got convened.
I'm like, oh, Isaac, we got all these people from all these different art organizations around the state. It's
Yeah.
going to be great. You'll get all this. There'll be so many like influential people from the state government, local, various organizations around the state. And it was the last night of the event, and like everybody had already gone home.
Oh.
And Isaac put on the most
It was
amazing
so
show
and intimate because there
for
were so
like
few
12
of us
people.
there, and he was so real, and he was just cool. He could have been really upset that most of the people were gone, and he was just so
No.
cool. And he got to share some of the songs that he might not have performed had we had the full audience.
Yeah.
Which were much more personal to him.
Nice.
And so it was lovely to see him up there with just the drum and his voice and singing the song he wrote about his dad. Yeah, amazing. I'm doing a production this summer, and I'm using Pacific Northwest influence on my show. And I'm like, oh, I want Isaac.
Yeah.
Can he come? But yeah, dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Look back in that show, and there's the head of the Washington State Arts Commission like by the back door just sobbing.
Yeah,
in tears. Like she's like, this is the most amazing thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
and little
incredible.
Chuila. Yeah.
Yep.
It was amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you so
Yep.
much.
Sorry, we're talking.
Thank you, Denver.
Talking about someone else, and you are our guest on the show. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm a huge fan. So
Yeah.
and now I'm a huge fan of yours.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Everybody, check her out wherever you can. It'll be worth it. You're listening to the KCHW Morning Show. This is us right here on KCHW 102.7, Northern Lights Public Radio. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Have a great weekend.
Have a great
everybody.
weekend.
We'll be back next week.
See you up at 49.
We listen to all this great music and this is it's fun, it's hype music. Oh boy. Great.
It's 9:12.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing,